Man, it's crazy. We just hit 1,000 subscribers. That's like awesome. I'm so happy for this channel. What was that? I guess I gotta check it out. Oh yeah, I need my mask. Thank you, pretty camera lady. Put this on real quick. Might be muffled, but whatever. Let's see what we got going on out here. At least they found out where I live this time instead of dropping on a mountain. Ooh, it's actually not that heavy. Oh, cool. They must watch the channel. That's a nice little trick they did there. Let's take this off. See what we got inside. We gotta embrace the thickness. Let's see what we got. It's pretty. Whoa! It almost fell. Oh, it looks like I think they messed that up. I've been past 100 subscribers, so I'm just gonna make a quick little change there. That looks better. That looks better, I think. We'll just we'll put it with the other one over here. Yeah, there we go. Totally the same. All right, and we got something else in here. Oh, this is nice. This looks like is this a real check? It's from YouTube in America. I'm not sure who takes these kinds of checks anymore, or checks anyway in 2020, but 50 cents, I mean, it's better than nothing. It's better than nothing, but yeah, that's our first YouTube check right there. That's pretty crazy, honestly. I mean, we only just hit 1,000, which is pretty cool, but yeah, thank you guys. I can't cash it until 2069 on April the 20th. So, thanks. All right, well, thank you guys for the 1,000 subscribers. Thank you, YouTube, for thinking I had 100. I don't know what was going on there, but we fixed it really quickly. Yeah, I appreciate you guys a lot, and thank you.
Don't forget your hand sanitizer.
Oh yeah, shoot. I don't want to give you guys corona through a video.
Alright, so now that we've seen this amazing cinematic that I put together, which I just want to thank YouTube for the cardboard plaque and the crayon check, I'm going to get into the Q&A that I asked about on Twitter and in one of my videos recently. So just get through these questions. You guys were really great about asking a lot of really awesome questions. So let's jump right into those. The first one I want to talk about is from Chris. He asks, anyways, what made you get into doing YouTube? And it's kind of a long story, but you know, obviously I think everyone watches a good bit of YouTube, especially if you decide to start doing it, and there were several creators that kind of inspired me to at least be a little bit more creative, but it wasn't until a few years later I'd kind of moved around a lot, I'd grown up a bit, gotten like a real job and stuff, so I could afford some of the equipment, and with some encouragement from my amazing girlfriend, Mrs. Jaws, you should shout her out in the comments, I started my channel one day, and actually the first video I put up isn't even on this channel, it's on some channel we were going to make about travel. Ended up that was the only video we put on there, and I started focusing a lot on this channel, and here we are today. Next question is favorite smaller creators and favorite bigger creator, and this one comes from Andrew. He's a friend of the channel, we talk about on Twitter. And I gotta say, I have a few of each. I think everyone has a different definition of smaller creator and bigger creator, about like what size they are. I would say probably my favorite bigger creator is definitely Modest Pelican. He's getting close to 1 million subscribers now. He's just always been hilarious, whether it was back when he started doing Battlefield 1 videos a few years ago up till now. He kind of does a variety of things, but he's always been the same funny guy. He was a super nice guy. We actually I was in a collaboration with him very early on in my channel's life. I was only near about 100 subscribers when we did it. It was me, Average Old, Get Good Guy, and Dice Xbox Gaming. I don't know if you've heard of all those guys. If you've been following this channel a long time, you've heard of them. They're all great guys as well, and it was just a really fun thing. But Modest Pelican is definitely my favorite bigger creator. As for smaller creators, I have to say I guess this one's kind of like a medium-sized channel, but Flagfire, definitely awesome, great, smaller channel. I think he's at 130,000 subscribers right now. Great guy, great Battlefield channel. Highly recommend him. The other smaller creator, this guy I've only just discovered recently. He also does Assassin's Creed content. His name is Walshy. I've really enjoyed a lot of his Assassin's Creed videos. He does a lot of those kind of more classic videos. I feel like he kind of filled in a gap on YouTube for Assassin's Creed creators that hasn't been there in quite a while, so I really enjoy his videos about the series. Next one is from Lord Codal, and his question is, why is Lord Codal your favorite YouTuber? And I just have to say, because he is dank, and I don't think people can handle his dankness, so you're welcome. This one comes from Deuce Dread. He says, so when did you realize that people taste better than fish? Well, Deuce, I would say it's back around the time Steven Spielberg approached me for a movie role. He said, you just get to eat a bunch of people and it'll be a great time. And, since then it's just been kind of a red meat type of thing, as opposed to white meat. So humans, they just decide to jump in the water all the time, and they taste great. What can I say? This one comes from Nick. They say, why do you like taking photos of games and how do you do that? Well, honestly, I really like taking photos of games because a lot of these developers take a ton of time to make really beautiful open world games. They take a lot of time to make these really cool and in-depth photo modes in these games. So games like Red Dead Redemption 2, Ghost of Tsushima, Horizon Zero Dawn. It's really great just to slow down, take in this world that they've created, and take a few pictures that are very, very scenic. I really enjoy it. I enjoy seeing other people's pictures, and it's just something that's fun to do, honestly. And, how you do that is kind of in how I just described. There's a lot of photo modes in these games. So you just go in there, position the camera how you want it, and you can just hit a screenshot or you can save it if you're just recording, just save that frame you want. There's a bunch of different ways depending on the game that you are playing. And the last question I have here is from Lucas. He asked this on my most recent video, and he says, what are your thoughts on the Xbox Series X? And that's a great question, and honestly, just on the new consoles coming out in general, I have a few thoughts on them. Particularly with the Xbox, I really like the power that they're showing. I like that there's a bunch of backwards compatibility with older games because I think that is pretty important. I love that some of the Elite controllers are going to be compatible with the new Xbox. If you don't know, I'm a big fan of the Elite controllers. I love remapping them, not just for trying to be sweaty in a multiplayer game, but it's really convenient for single player games. Just make some of those movements a little bit easier, in my opinion. It's just kind of smooths things out a little bit. I really enjoy that. I think the Series X looks really good in terms of power. Honestly, as far as what they've shown off though, I'm not all that impressed for how powerful they're saying it is. A lot of the gameplay demos so far just haven't been very good. They've had quite a few, and there was that debacle when they said they were going to show off a bunch of gameplay of different games that are coming, and it ended up just being some short trailers. So that's been disappointing. I can't wait to see the actual true power of it and see maybe in a year or so when games that are actually intended to be exclusively made for these consoles in mind actually come out. I think Assassin's Creed Valhalla is the big one they've been advertising a lot this year, but that is being made on an older engine that was kind of designed for this current generation we're in. So I'm excited to see what happens when games that are built with these new consoles in mind actually come out, and we can see just how powerful they can be and really unleash the potential of these. Because if you think back to something like Assassin's Creed Black Flag, and then after that, even though Assassin's Creed Unity was kind of a debacle, just visually how much more impressive it was is just fascinating. I want to see something like that kind of leap come from these consoles to the next. As for the PlayStation, I know you didn't really ask about the PlayStation, but I do think that they kind of have an edge so far in terms of the exclusives. We've known that for a while. This whole generation we're in now was really dominated by the PlayStation exclusives. I mean, Spider-Man, God of War, Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us 2, and the original Last of Us, Uncharted 4. All of those have really kind of kicked Xbox out of the picture. It's just PlayStation just didn't stop. They didn't focus so much on making the most powerful consoles or just maxing everything out or doing Game Pass, which I do like the Game Pass, but they focused a lot more on just making really good exclusives, and I think that may continue into the next generation. So far, that's what it's looking like. Things may change. Xbox might have something up their sleeve. Halo Infinite did just get shown off. Some people kind of had mixed feelings about that, so that's a little iffy. But I do think that there is potential for Xbox to catch up at some point if they decide to really invest in their games and making sure that good games are coming out for them. So, and I think the exclusives will become more important as things like cross-play become more common. A lot of multiplayer games, usually you'd pick which console you had because of what friends you had on either console. With cross-play becoming a thing, that doesn't really matter anymore, and you can kind of take what exclusives you want for yourself, and you can still play your multiplayer games with your friends. Even if you're on PlayStation and they're on Xbox or PC or whatever it is, you'll be able to play with them, which I think is really cool, and it kind of gives people a reason to pick aside from just, oh, my friends are on this, I'll gotta give up all these great exclusives, but my friends are on this one. So anyway, thank you guys so much for the questions. Thank you even more so for the 1,000 subscribers. It's been a really long road, a long time coming to get here, and just here's to many, many more in the future. You guys are awesome, and I will see you guys in the next video.